I'm Kate. It's time for another frequently asked questions video. So I grabbed these from the Facebook fan page, which you can find on Facebook if you search the Small Things blog. And I just grabbed kind of some of the most frequently asked questions and questions that I think a lot of you would enjoy the answers to. So a lot of you asked for questions about specific products, and as much as I would love to answer those, it's hard not feeling your hair or knowing sort of exactly what you're looking for. So ask your stylist or a friend of yours that has a similar hair texture that you do. I know in like the dream world, you would just be able to ask and have the perfect product, and all of a sudden your hair would be perfect. But it does take a little bit of research. So I would love to recommend a specific formulation of products for each of you, but I just don't know if I'm able to do that. So I will help as much as I can. So these questions are kind of more general. The first one we're going to start with is from Jennifer Kelly. She wrote, ionic, ceramic, tourmaline, when shopping for hairstyling tools, combs, brushes, curling irons, flat irons, etc., are these words important to look for as opposed to other tools without these? Do they make a difference? So here's kind of the basic breakdown of what those words mean in regards to styling tools. Ceramic plates or ceramic flat iron, curling iron, wand, whatever tool you use, if it's ceramic, it means that it's going to produce even heat. So as technology has gotten better with these styling tools, I would say for the most part, any new flat iron, curling iron, blow dryer even, any new tool, I don't know, in the past 3 or 4 years, it's going to be ceramic at the very least. So it's going to provide even heat. It's not going to be a pulsating heat like old metal flat irons used to be, like back in the early 2000s. So you're pretty much in the clear for an even heat tool if you've bought it any time in the past few years. And that's important so you don't get those ridges every once in a while as you're flat ironing or curling your hair. So ceramic basically means even heat instead of pulsating heat, and you'll have a smooth finish to glide through your hair. Ionic refers to, I am not a chemistry type of person, but it basically helps keep your hair smooth and static free. So the negative ions will soften the outer part of your hair called the cuticle instead of leaving it sort of roughed up. If I am completely honest, I've never seen a negative result from using a flat iron or curling iron that's not ionic. So I wouldn't pay up for an ionic flat iron or tool unless you notice excessive static electricity and you know for sure that those ionic tools will cut that. And then tourmaline or tourmaline, I'm actually not exactly sure, it's sort of the same thing. It's a higher quality metal, so it's going to give you even consistent heat. It would be better for extremely coarse or extremely difficult to straighten or curl hair. It's a little bit more expensive than ceramic, so I'd say you can't go wrong with ceramic. If you have, like I said, super coarse or super unruly hair, I'd go with tourmaline, and then that might be able to do a better job for you than just a ceramic. But so that's that with the tools. Okay, the next question is from Frances Hausman. How can you explain to your stylist exactly what you want done to your hair in a way that they will understand? Do they like to see example pictures? If I'm specific, am I coming off as pretentious, or do stylists like that? So what I'm thinking that Frances is talking about is it obnoxious to bring a picture of a celebrity into your appointment? I'd say every stylist is different on this. And in the same way that each stylist is unique in their skill and ability and sort of their art form, some may not like to have a picture because it may distract them from sort of the visual that they're getting with you. But some may like to have sort of that starting point to know what you're looking for. I personally love to see pictures so I can see what things are attractive to you. Even if we don't do anything close to that cut, it's helpful for me to see what types of styles you like, and then we can make it work for your texture and how much time you're going to put into it, what you want to be able to do with it. So I think pictures are helpful to gauge where you are at when you're at an appointment. As long as you understand, and maybe it would be helpful for you to talk to your stylist about this, as long as you understand, you know, I am aware, if I'm the client, if I said, I'm aware that I don't have the same texture, I may not even have the same color as, you know, if I brought in a picture of Mila Kunis who has very dark chestnut hair, I would say, like, I know this isn't going to look the same on me because I have maybe finer blonde hair, a million more layers than she may have. But, you know, I like that it's sort of a blunt finish at her collarbone. Or I like her side bangs. Or that there's just a little texturizing at the ends to bump it under. So you can pick out certain parts of the haircut or style that you like to make it work for you. So I wouldn't hesitate to bring it in a picture, especially if you're a little apprehensive, as long as you're open to the fact that it is going to look a little bit different on you because your hair is different. So bring it in. If they don't like it at all, maybe don't bring it in again. Okay, the next question comes from Beth Madison. She said, does it really help to do a final rinse with cold water? So I'm going to answer that and then answer the cool shot on a lot of hair dryers that people sometimes don't know that they have or don't know what it's for. So the reason why you're supposed to do a cool rinse or a cool blast of air after you're finished drying is to close the cuticle. So the cuticle, like I mentioned at the beginning, is the outermost section of the hair. So if you imagine like fish scales, those are flat. You know, if you were to pet a fish from eye to fin, the cuticle or the scales of the fish would be smooth. But if you were to push up the fish, it would be very uncomfortable for this poor fish. It would be very uncomfortable for him. It would also feel sort of rougher. And then if for any reason all of the scales were like roughed up, it would, you know, not be smooth. So think of your outermost part of your hair as like the scales of a fish. So the smoother they are, the flatter they lay, the shinier your hair will be, the smoother it will be, the easier it will be to style. So the idea in general is to always have that cuticle as smooth and straight and sort of healthy and laying on top of one another as possible. So the cool rinse will help close that cuticle and then lead to more shine, more health, all of that stuff. Hot water, chemicals, color, all of those things open up the cuticle to help do whatever's going on inside of the hair. So the cool rinse will help close that down. In the same way with the cool shot of the blow dryer, if you've spent all this time blow drying upside down, you're hot, you know, you're sweating, which is what can happen to a lot of us. If you come back up and you kind of flip your hair back and then you just let it, still hot, sort of melt and settle in, you've, in a sense, negated the time you spent with your head upside down blow drying because all of your hair was still hot. So it sort of melted and settled back down when you were facing up. So if you're upside down, you finish blow drying, your hair is completely dry, and you do a cool blast of either the lowest setting on your dryer or the cool shot, which is kind of at the trigger section of the dryer, that will help cool your hair down, it'll cool you down, and it will help hold your hair in the more lifted position since you blew it dry upside down. I hope this is all making sense. So it's a good idea to get in the habit of that. It's also not a bad idea to cool your hair down as you're drying so it doesn't get too hot. If you tend to just only hold your dryer with your right hand, you're pretty much guaranteed to do a little bit more damage on the right side of your head since it's easier to hold your hair here or hold your hand here than go around to the other side. So alternating with a cool shot every once in a while is a good idea to just prevent your hair from overheating. I do that all the time. I'm constantly, as I'm drying, and I blow dry upside down, doing the cool shot. It also helps you tell which part of your hair is wet still because it's colder. And anyway, I could keep going on, but I've answered the question. Okay, so the final question for today made me laugh. It's from Kristen Brown. She said, I feel lame for asking this, but it's so simple. I'm sure you could cover it in a minute. How the heck do you efficiently open a bobby pin? You make it look so simple. I end up shooting mine across the bathroom every time. LOL. So I had to laugh. I get this question all the time, and I talked about doing a video about it, and then I realized that would be like the shortest video of all time because it's really easy to open a pin. So I've got a bobby pin here. I'm going to try and show you as best I can from where I'm sitting. So, you know, in a lot of my tutorials I talk about using the bobby pin and putting the zigzag side against your scalp. So a lot of times I hold the zigzag side out from my palm because I'm going to put it in like this, and so then the zigzag side is going to be closest to my scalp. But all I do is, normally I'm picking them up off a surface, but I push my finger in the center and then pull my nail out, and I'm holding it like that. So then we get a better grip here. If I were to let go, this may not happen. It's basically being held between my fingers, or between the skin of one finger, but you can keep your thumb pressed on there to keep it open. So I'll show you that again. So put your finger down, I'll do it with one hand. So just cram your finger down the middle of the pin to open it up, pull your nail out, and then it should be stuck on your finger like that. Keep your thumb there to keep it open, and then you can use your left hand to hold whatever you need, and that way you've got a really good starting point because it's wide open to press into your scalp. So if you shoot them across the bathroom, oh well. If you have cats, they love to bat them around, so that happens plenty of times with grits in my bathroom in the morning. Do make sure you pick them up though, because I'm sure the cats could go to town chewing on them. But that's kind of as simple as it is. I just kind of jam my finger into it so it's open that way. That's all the frequently asked questions that I'm going to go through today. Hope these were helpful for you. I'm planning on doing this every month, so each month, if you are a fan of the Facebook page, you'll see my call for questions and post any sort of general, no question is stupid, like this bobby pin question was great because a lot of you have asked me how to do that. So no question is dumb or anything like that, and I would love to answer every one of them, but I'm trying to pick kind of the most general. So feel free to ask whatever is on your mind regarding hair and styling and products and tools and all that stuff. So I look forward to the next frequently asked questions video next month. Thanks for watching.